I've always found the best way to read a city's mood is on a bicycle. You move at a speed that allows for a kind of mutual handshake with the urban topography. This past summer I shook hands with Detroit. Specifically, I signed up for Slow Roll, a mass social bike ride. Slow Roll, pronounced Slow Roll, was co-founded 7 years ago by Jason Hall and Mike McCool as a small, motley group of cyclists who bonded while riding motorless in the Motor City, evading the police and potholes and irate drivers. Over the years, Slow Roll has evolved and grown up alongside its hometown and now the Detroit Police escort as many as 4,000 slow rollers on a weekly ride designed to highlight one of the city's many historic neighborhoods. Unfortunately, the slow roll I was supposed to take part in was cancelled hours before its start because of a threatening thunderstorm. But, as the old saying goes, 80% of life is showing up. So I showed up. The Slow Roll gathering point, in front of the old Masonic temple, was a ghost town. There was me, a young African-American man named Woody who had been slow rolling since before the beginning, and 3 middle-aged white women who had come in from the suburbs. This was their first slow roll and they hadn't heard the ride had been cancelled. "Don't worry," said Woody. "They're coming." The women looked doubtful beneath their bicycle helmets. Not too long ago suburbanites rarely came downtown. I remember visiting Detroit in 2001 and being unnerved by how empty the streets were. It felt like the beginning of a zombie apocalypse movie. The national media participated in constructing this portrait of Detroit as the ultimate failed American city, artfully feeding the public's appetite for ruin porn with photos of decaying buildings, majestic theaters crumbling into dust, trees sprouting through walls. Over the last 5 years, however, Detroit's downtown corridor has seen a veritable explosion in real estate investment. Much of this growth was precipitated by Dan Gilbert's now famous decision to move the headquarters of his mortgage lending company, Quicken Loans, to a building overlooking Campus Martius Park in 2010. M.R. Gilbert, the mayor of Gilbertville, as he is sometimes mockingly called, now owns a significant portion of the downtown, over 60 properties in all. Today, the sidewalks of Gilbertville are packed with millennials taking a break from beach volleyball to sip craft beer and nibble on artisanal pickles. As capitalism returns to Detroit's downtown in all its feverish forms, you can see the city materialize before your eyes. It's like watching hot lava cool. There is Gather, the trendy new communal table restaurant, there is the Little Caesars Arena, the new home of the Pistons and Red Wings, there is the new Q-Line streetcar whispering down Woodward Avenue, there is the future home of Shinola's Boutique Hotel, another Gilbert joint. In Detroit, the future is still being written. Time and time again I felt giddy with possibilities, informed in large part by the innovators I was talking to. Yet many of these same innovators, community activists, artists, small business owners, took issue with the trendy notion of a new Detroit, as this term largely ignored the fiercely independent and creative spirit that has existed in the city for decades and made Detroit such a haven for creatives and visionaries in the first place.